All right, gentlemen, scheduled for 6 rounds. Went through the rules in the back. I want a good, clean fight. Protect yourself at all times. You must obey my command. Your trunks are a little high. Dusty, your punches right at the top will be fine. Sus Lopez, aquí bueno, debajo no. Buena suerte, good luck, God bless.
Draw with Sam Cross, the highly touted cruiserweight out of D.C. This guy's a big puncher from Columbia.
Oh, yeah.
Dusty
He's coming here to fight.
Yes, Dusty was reveling for the chance to fight a tough assignment, and he chose this guy. Huge respect to Dusty for that.
He's got Montes has 38 fights and an 89% knockout ratio. Dusty is in the white trunks trimmed in red. Montes is in the red Adidas shorts trimmed in white.
Feeling each other out.
This is a 6-round fight.
You can see the experience of both these guys.
6-round fight. The pace will be a little bit different, right, Coach Eric?
Yeah. They're gonna move a little bit quicker. Dusty's been working on his speed and time with a little bit faster pace.
Dusty's getting all kinds of information from him without taking any risk.
Right.
Using little slight body feints, moving in and out, kind of seeing the body language of Montes and seeing how he reacts. He's downloading that information.
Beautiful. One thing that strikes me the most with Dusty is just the calmness. He's so calm.
You're mixing in a lifetime of fighting with top-notch instruction for pretty much all of Dusty's life and career, right? So the ring generalship is something that probably never gets lost, even with a label.
Never forget all the adversity he's had in his life. He still had the greatest thing that sets you up for success, and that was an evolved father, a strong male role model, and just to model his character after. And Buddy Harrison did a great job with this young man.
There ain't no doubt. You can get there through one conversation. Beautiful shot. Montes is sitting back a little too much. He's got to start pressing it.
Dusty's taken a very unique approach. Instead of trying to fight the southpaw with his backhand, he's actually trying to use his jab and looking at that left and throwing left hooks off it, presumably to make him look over at the left hand and maybe drop a right hand on him later in the fight.
For sure.
Very tactical pace in the first round. Montes didn't really offer any offense.
Dusty didn't give it to him. This is a really great contrast to seeing the young Briscoe kid who was taking unnecessary risk and had all the tools to make the fight easy on himself. And now we're seeing an older veteran in Dusty Harrison that has all the tools to make it easy on himself, and he doesn't have to prove anything outside of winning the round.
Right. And when we say older, he's still 28 years old.
He's 29,
yeah,
29 years old.
Just turned 29, right? So he's got a lot of good years left of him.
Well, and Montes, as you always said, I mean, you're talking about a fighter that has an 89% knockout rate. Yeah. So you don't want to take any unnecessary risk with somebody that might actually bring the thunder, right?
Nice.
Speaking about his age, he's 29. The first time I ever met him, he was 19 years old. I had just fought a 10-round main event, and I got starched. The locker room was empty outside of my father figure, Charles Crumpler, and Dusty came in the back to console me and sat with me along with Buddy for maybe 20 or 30 minutes. Once the venue was emptied out, no one was there to care. And I think you learn a lot about someone when they're there for you in defeat, because he knew what I was going through. Just to speak on his character a bit.
We're opening round 2. The return of Dusty Harrison.
A little bit faster pace this round by both of them.
Dusty looks like he's coming out to maybe take a little bit more risk with that backhand now. There he goes again with it.
Oh, and there's a short. Got to be alert. There's a short kind of counter strike there by Montes. I didn't necessarily see it coming.
Beautiful.
See, he didn't get greedy there.
Yeah. Got right back to the position. He's not liking those shots. Montes not liking them. Dusty is talking to him about this fight beforehand. He's like, hey, if Montes gets some shots on me at the beginning, he's going to come hard, but I plan on weathering the storm and taking away his will.
There's some good body work there by Harrison. Just not a lot of offense from Montes, to be honest with you.
Dusty doing a great job controlling the distance. He's not taking a lot of risk with that backhand.
Montes is afraid right now to throw the shot and commit because he knows the counters are coming.
You know, and the other thing, you know, about this is this crowd might not even realize that this is a guy, Dusty Harrison, in 3 or 4 fights, if he can get his body back and settle into a weight class, right, the guy that can challenge for a world title.
Yeah. 100%.
Somewhere between 60 and 75. Although he campaigned most of his early career at welterweight, he's got the height to carry that weight well. You know, and Dusty's still a little soft, but you know he's just coming back. He just lost all the weight, so still got all the skills. Skills pay the bills.
That's
right.
right.
I mean, they're fighting this fight as a cruiserweight catch fight at 185.
That was a nice drive. And you see that's coming straight from the foot. Beautiful work.
2 digs to the body with the left hook. And the speed disparity is clear.
Yeah. He's got hands for sure.
There's a good right hand that gets in there over the top.
Cut the angle. See,
you know,
right there.
I feel like Dusty's trying to make him feel like a right hand's coming underneath, but he's going to sweep it up top.
And there is a right hand up top, as you just mentioned it, Cujo.
I think he might actually be trying to sell the hook, though, like the right hook underneath, the way he's kind of aligned with his body language and trying to get Montes to drop that left a little bit.
And if you're Montes, are you looking for just a specific counter shot at this point?
I mean, I think he's hoping that Dusty gets greedy with that right hand and comes in, which he hasn't done. He did one time a little bit early when he was testing it out. Montes caught him, but I think a guy like Dusty Harrison, it's going to be hard to catch him making the same mistake twice in a 6-round fight.
And that replay just showed what you mentioned, those 2 digs to the body and then that straight right hand through the gloves up top.
you notice how he didn't fall in when he landed that shot and take away his distance that he needed. You know, he stayed right at fight range for himself, and he cut the angle for him.
Yeah, tens of thousands of rounds of sparring.
Yeah, he knows.
And I'll tell you, when you talked about it, you mentioned it when we were watching the David Brito fight. It's just a level of calmness and a level that comes with experience and just really championship pedigree, if you will.
No, absolutely. No, this championship quality for sure.
You just got to settle back into whatever his natural weight class is going to be now and get his body back in condition.
Yep. I mean, that takes time to get there.
Well, yeah, you know, it's not just 3 years off. You know, it's, he had three
hard
years
off.
Hard
years, yeah.
He probably wasn't putting the best things in his body, and the best types of things weren't happening to him all the time outside
the
the
stress,
ring.
for sure. Beautiful. Beautiful.
He's definitely finding something with the sweeping left hook upstairs and downstairs now. And it's starting, believe it or not, it is starting to wear on Montez's face if you're taking a look at him.
So, see, I actually feel like that right hook underneath, he's going to try to sell off of that later and throw a right hook over the top, dip his shoulder down like that right hook's going to come under and throw an overhand right or a right hook to the head.
Well, Cujo, you've been right calling him so far, so let's see. You've been calling him pretty correctly. There's a strong right hand that will hit the gloves.
Again, keeping the distance. You see how short that jab is coming back at him. He's giving Dusty everything he needs to attack with that short hook.
You know, I asked Gary Russell once at the MGM what's the difference between a good and a great fighter.
There it is, and he gets a knockdown with a right hook to the body, Cujo. I think you just called it. And that is it, the return.
And Dusty kept defensively disciplined the entirety of the fight.
That is a third round and knockout for Dusty Hernandez Harrison.
As I was getting around to right before Dusty scored the knockout, Gary Russell had told me at the MGM the difference between a good and a great fighter is them staying defensively disciplined.
But it's interesting too, because again, you called it. You said you thought he was looking for that right hand to the body.
But I thought he was going to sweep it up top off of it, but underneath, you know, is what sold it. I thought he was going to try to establish it and then come up top with it, but going underneath was enough.
He found it twice underneath, and it ended the fight.
Dusty looked good. That's how you get to the next level, not getting hit. And I think it also had a lot to do with the frustration of Montes. When you can't hit a guy, it starts to break you. I fought Lionel Thompson in Vegas on a Mayweather show, and I probably was landing 2 or 3 punches around for 7 rounds, and I'm telling you, I was emotionally broken at that point. And you gotta believe Montes was feeling that way. I'm not even sure he hit Dusty more than one time clean in the entirety of that fight.
Well, you talk about it all the time. It takes a lot of energy, honestly, to swing and miss, and it's very frustrating if you don't see the angle to swing.
Well, he didn't even have hardly a chance to get offense to even miss.
Exactly. Montes didn't even have the angles to really throw punches, let his hands go. And oftentimes, when you're watching a fight on television, you're yelling at the screen, let your hands go, let your hands go. It's not as easy as it seems, right?
Well, not when you're fighting an opponent of this caliber.
Well, this is a stellar return for Dusty Harrison. We're going to take it to the ring.
Come on up here to the front. Let the good people see you. Dusty, this is where you're meant to be. You look so damn in control and so calm. What a masterful production tonight. It was a mix of putting in that body work and the looping shots to the upper body. What was the goal coming into tonight?
I had no goal, no standard for myself. I just wanted to win. It's been 3.5 years since I fought. It's the first time I fought since I lost my father. And all I wanted to do was get my career back on and win.
Our heart is with you for that tragic loss. We are so happy and so appreciative to see you back in here. Ladies and gentlemen, how did he look tonight? Let's go, Richmond!